Kristina! Kristina!
Relax, I'm right here. Do you always wake up like such a maniac?
Sorry, I'm just not used to girls who make their bed the second they get out of them.
Part of what makes me perfect. And seriously, ask yourself, where would I go? I'm a 16-year-old fugitive honor student in Mexico who had the foresight to take French instead of Spanish. I hate to break it to you, but you're pretty much stuck with me.
I can live with it. What are you doing?
I'm writing a postcard to Molly. I want to let
You can't do that.
Why not?
There will be a postmark, like a roadmap leading straight to us.
So you're saying that we can never contact our family again?
Hi. Do you remember me from last night?
Sí, claro. You have a face that's hard to forget, señorita.
Thank you. That's very sweet. I was wondering if those kids that you said were here, did they come back?
No, I'm sorry.
Excuse me. I don't know if I've made myself clear, but this is an emergency. I need to find those kids before they get into some serious trouble.
I'm not saying never. We can contact our families eventually.
Eventually? I don't like that word. I mean, don't get me wrong, it doesn't actually sound that bad, but having Mom to actually think about why I took off, and I love the idea of Dad having to actually acknowledge my existence in my absence, which is kind of screwed up when you think about it. Whatever. I learned to take what I can get. But Molly actually cries herself to sleep over stuff like this.
I get that. You know, Maura's a warrior too. You know, I'm actually concerned about my mom. She's in this high-risk pregnancy, not supposed to be stressed. You know, me not being around must be freaking her out. You know, I want to get the word home too. But we just gotta find a way to do it that doesn't lead the posse straight to our door.
I guess even a payphone would be a risk.
You know, you can't forget about Spinelli. He is an off-the-chart genius at tracking, and Jason and Sam must have him monitoring everybody's phones.
Maybe we could bribe a tourist to take a postcard back to the States and mail it.
You know, we'll figure something out, but right now, we need to prioritize. We need jobs and a real place to live.
Much to be desired. I mean, that motel bed is like sleeping on a pile of rocks.
You're more than welcome to try the chair.
No thanks. So what's first?
Okay, we need to find that guy that I told you about.
The old manager from Nas Casino, what's his name?
Yeah, Enrique. And we need to find him fast because if we don't get help, we're never going to survive down here.
Veracruz, yeah. No, I haven't found them yet, but I'm sure Michael and Kristina were here.
Well, how can you be so certain? I mean, have you found witnesses that can attest to seeing the young fugitives?
No, but I found the next best thing. I am at a computer terminal, and on the web, on one of the computers here, guess what was on the screen? The poor Charles Herald. Come on.
Excellent field work, partner.
Thank you. All right, so I already told you that Jason and I split up. He's down in Cancun, and I'm obviously here in Veracruz. He's looking for the kids, and they're clearly here. I'm trying to call him. I'm leaving him messages. He's not returning my calls, so if you get a hold of him, can you fill him in?
Yes. I will relay all pertinent information.
Yeah. And I also need a list of more hotels, cheap ones, anything out there. I don't care where it is. And any cruise ships or freighters coming to port, big enough to take on crew.
It goes without saying that I am anxious to facilitate the return of your young sister and the young mister, sir, but...
What, Spinelli?
I fear that my unresolved romantic dilemma is causing my brain to become paralyzed, incapable of normal function. So I know maybe this isn't the best time to talk about these sort of things, but have you given any thought to my situation? Maximista and the Jackal are looking forward to the magical day when they shall pledge their troth, but I fear my short-sighted disregard for matrimonial custom has forced us into a most unfortunate holding pattern.
You'll figure it out, Spinelli. I mean, you always do. But you know what? If you would stop for like 2 seconds and not think about Maxie and focus on finding Michael and Kristina, I bet you would clear your head up just enough so you can find a solution to this whole marriage thing.
I appreciate your plucky confidence, but this whole marriage thing cannot be tackled until I receive an acceptance to my proposal. And And since it is very clear that Maximista has every intention of agreeing to my hand since she accepted my ring, I mean, her reluctance to put a period on the sentence, or more accurately, the question must stem from my inability to obtain a blessing from the proud patriarch.
Why don't you ask Mac for his permission?
Okay, that's easier said than done. The apoplectic paternal protector has made no secret of his displeasure for me.
Spinelli, listen, you need to stop right now, because you don't need to marry Maxie the second. We have to find these kids before something terrible happens to them.
I just emailed the requested information.
Yep, I got it, thank you.
I shall continue to scour Mexican police networks for any mention of the young Mr. Sir and your fair sister. I also will create a database of hospitals in Veracruz and the surrounding areas in case you and Stone Cold wish to check them in the event of unfortunate circumstance.
Thank you, Spinelli. Thank you so much. This really helps. And listen, I'm sorry for biting your head off before.
Oh, no, it's okay. I understand the situation. This situation takes precedence over my heart's dilemma.
Okay, well, would you like some advice?
Very, very much.
Okay, here we go. If you are actually really serious about marrying Maxie, you've got to do one thing and one thing only. Just master the art of listening. Please, to what's unsaid as well as said. Because ring or no ring, if Maxie is still sort of hedging on the idea of your proposal, it might mean that she's, like, possibly not really ready to get married.
Thank you, partner, for your wise, if sobering counsel. I will take it to heart. But you must be on your way. Go off and find the young Mr. Sir and your young sister, for they are needed here more than ever.
Hold on, why?
But I was referring to the crusading DA's surprising confession.
Excuse me? What confession?
I thought you knew. Alexis has confessed to being the driver who forced Vixenella off the road. In a unrelated or related, as the case may be, I'm not really sure. She's also been named as a suspect in Mayor Floyd's mistress's murder.